It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you, Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for gate till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack gate deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate gate challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.
Hi, good evening, one and all. Welcome to Unacademy. So, as a part of our revision through question series in environment and ecology, we are going to deal our third part today. Now, today I will be focusing more on biodiversity and environmental pollution, right? Your air, noise pollution, and we will discuss about your NAQI index, NAMP programs, and all those things. So, before start of the class, let me introduce myself. This is NLN Sharma, and these are my scores in different examinations, and these are my credentials. Now, when you use my code NLN10, apart from the 10% discount what you get, now you will get guidance of all these subjects from me. Why me? I am ranked 33 in overall category of GATE and DSC and rank 1 in math and chemistry category. I have dealt more than 50,000 plus students till date for CAT, UPSC and GATE and DSC. Is it only me? No, you will get my entire group guidance right from Bhima sir, Vishal sir, at last finally to me. Now, as many were asking me the difference between plus and iconic, what do we get in plus and what do we get in iconic? Now, in plus, you will be getting your live classes, which will be in English and Hindi. Apart from that, you will be getting your rank improvement batches, crash courses, doubt solving sessions, weekly tests. With all these, you will get all these in iconic. Exclusively in iconic, you will be getting a personal coach now who will be your guide up to your interview process, where he will restructure all your mistakes so that your rank will be boosted. Now, how much you have to invest there? If it is plus for GATE and ESC, and if you are choosing 24-month subscription, it will be costing you on an average of 50 rupees per day, where you will get India's the best professors to teach for you. Now, when you use my code NLN10, you'll get 10% discount, and after discount, the price will be 27 to 25. This is for 12 months, and this is for 18 months. Coming to iconic, it will be 45 to 25 after discount when you use my code NLN10, and it's for 12 months. This is for 24 months. Now, as I said, on Unacademy, I am conducting test. Now, I will be conducting one more test on standard quality practice on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I will conduct ecology test again. The next part. So, do download the app, and this is the link to follow me on the Unacademy app. Okay, chalo. Let's start solving our questions there. Yeah. Now, observe this question there. Now, the first question. Closely observe there. Consider the following statements regarding structure and design of biosphere reserve. First of all, I will write down the biosphere reserve there. Then you can understand the things what's going on there. Ab dekho, I'll take down the thing. Now see here. Yes. Now see here, biosphere reserve contains 3 zones. One is core, innermost, next one is buffer, next one is transition zone. Now you will get the definitions of all these things in the topic itself, and don't worry about that. Consider the following statements regarding structure and design of biosphere. Biosphere reserve is divided into 2 interrelated zones. First of all, eliminate the first option. It is divided into 3 zones. Core area is kept absolutely undisturbed and also contains exceptional scientific interest as it may contain endemic species. Yes, perfectly true. Buffer area is the outermost zone. First of all, buffer area is not outermost zone, right? Remove the third option there. And your option number only 2 is right and your D option is right. Done. So by the things you can easily observe the things there. Fatafat. Let's come to the next one. Research, education and training activities are primarily managed in which zone of biosphere reserve? In buffer zone. So ab dekho yaar, in core zone completely undisturbed. Buffer zone research training program will be done. In transition zone economic activity is done for the livelihood of the local tribes. So this is the difference between core, buffer and transition zone. Ab dekho and your answer is buffer zone. I think I am clear. Yes. Let's come to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding traffic, a wildlife trade monitoring network it seems. First of all, what is traffic here? Can anybody say? So you have to know the full forms here because full forms have very much weightage in the examination. Anybody in the comment section box? What is the full form of traffic? So my regular students, Jiabul, right? Rahul, let me know answers, right? Rajesh is my regular student, right? Let me know the answers there. So the full form of traffic is trade record analysis. Trade record analysis of flora and fauna. Of flora and fauna in commerce. In commerce. Now this is the full form of traffic. A wildlife trading monitoring network it seems. Yes, perfectly true. Now let me know the options there. What are the options there? It has an objective to ensure the trade in wild plants and animals is not a threat to conservation of nature. Yes, perfectly true. It is a joint venture program of World Wildlife Fund WWF and International Union for Conservation of Nature IUCN. Ab dekho, can anybody say what is the symbol for WWF? It is giant panda. So many persons will get doubt, is it black panda, red panda, right? It is giant panda. So take down this point there. Now what's your option there? C, both 1 and 2. Now if you closely remember there, I have given you many full forms in the previous classes also in organization ethics and also in standard quality practice, some related things in ecology in EIA. Can anybody say what is the full form of mic? Now there is a movie that got released with regarding this mic also, Aranyam, it was done by Rana Daggubati, right? So what is the full form of mic? Can anybody say? Monitoring of illegal killing of elephants. So as a project elephant program by Government of India have started this program called monitoring of illegal killing of elephants, right? Famous one. Who is the famous smuggler who has killed many elephants? Anybody? For the tusks of elephants. Right, Veerappan, right? Madhu. Killing of elephants. Again, we have learned one more organization which is the full form. Let me know what is this SAVE. Anybody regarding the animals? So these are the organizations with regarding to the animals only. So I have discussed it there, right? Diclofenac accumulation in the bodies of vultures. Am I right or wrong? What happens there is, so these veterinary animals, likewise your cow, buffalo and all these things, when they get fever, so they are treated with this medicine called diclofenac. What happens there? Upon consumption of diclofenac periodically by these animals, they got accumulated in their bodies. After some time, what happens there? This buffaloes and cows will die. So these vultures will eat this dead corpus. Their main food is nothing but this dead corpus only. So from this dead corpus, this diclofenac is accumulated to vultures also. What happened due to this? Vulture population has been declining down as diclofenac accumulated to very high levels in vultures and kidney problems have arisen. And all your vultures population have been declining down. So that's when an organization came, Save Asian Vultures from Extinction. Save Asian vultures from extinction. Save Asian vultures from extinction. So we have discussed about this point there. Anybody got the idea there? From extinction. As I given you, so ab dekho, whenever you observe diclofenac tablets, whenever you go to medical shop, observe diclofenac tablets. In the back of the strip, it will be written as it is not for veterinary purpose. Right? It is not for veterinary purpose. So diclofenac is banned in veterinary animals. So ab dekho yaar, there are many restaurants who provide you diclofenac free meat. In India, in Pune, there is a restaurant which provides diclofenac free meat for the vultures. Do you know that about this? Yes, we have discussed this. I think Abhishek sir discussed about these points. Am I clear regarding this up to now? Yes. So let's learn some more points up to coming classes. I mean, coming slides also. Don't worry about that. Now let's come to the next. Which of the following is a cause of loss of biodiversity? A plain general question here. Habitat degradation, yes. Pollution, yes. Invasion of non-native species, yes. All the above is your answer. Easiest question here. Come to the next one. Symbol of WWF. Just now we have learned about this. It is giant panda. Your B option. Come to the next one. Excessive area of biodiversity, it seems. Now, first of all, what is this excessive and in situ biodiversity? Can anybody say in the comment section box? Have you ever learned of this? So, we have learned in detail regarding this. How many of you remember this? Please let me know in the comment section box. Excessive and in situ, right? Excessive and in situ biodiversity, right? Ab dekho yaar, the excessive and in situ is, I mean, protection of this plants and animals from extinction is nothing but called this, first of all, ex situ or in situ biodiversity conservation. Now let's come here. Biosphere reserve, wetlands, Ramsar wetlands are in situ biodiversity. Now botanical gardens, your herbariums, your zoological gardens, your national parks and all these things comes under, but I mean zoos, all these comes under ex situ, means they are specifically located there and they are saved there. Gene banks and all these comes under, right? So B is your option. Let's come to the next one. Which of the following, here we have done same type of similar type of question. You have to answer me here. Observe the question there. Buffer zone of biosphere reserve is an active cooperation between management and the local people. No, yaar, only training activities, education activities will be done. In transition zone, it will be done. Core zone of the biosphere consists of an undisturbed and legally protected ecosystem. Is it true? Yes, perfectly true. And your B option is true. I think you got my point there perfectly. Yes. Come to the next one. Which is not true for global biodiversity? I mean, a plain general question. Everybody can answer this. Biodiversity is affected by climate change. Yes, it is true. Biodiversity supports and provides many ecosystem services. Yes, it is true. Biodiversity contributes to both climate change mitigation and adaptation. Yes, it is true. Biodiversity is fully documented is wrong here, because ab dekho, every new day new thing comes up, and see here, and this document is in exhaustive, right? You can write down. It is not fully documented, and your option number D is right. Done. Let's come to the next one. The plain general question here, which was asked in your previous UPSC examination. The Himalayan range is very rich in species diversity. Which one of the following is the most appropriate reason for this phenomenon is the question asked. It is a high rainfall that supports luxuriant vegetative growth. First of all, it is wrong. It is a confluence of different biogeographical zones. Yes, it is perfectly right. Exotic and invasive species have not been introduced. Who said that? No, this is wrong. It has less human interference. No, this is not the correct one. So your option number B is right. Come to the next one. Which one of the following national parks has a climate? This is the exact UPSC question in CSE prelims. It was asked in 2016 UPSC Combined Service Examination prelims. So the same question was lifted and asked in ESC examination in the same year. So which one of the following national parks has a climate that varies from tropical, temperate and arctic? Very famous one, Nama Dafa National Park. Are here this point is repeated, remove it. Nama Dafa National. Some general questions also will be there. You have to bear me with that. Now come to the next one. Consider the following statements. Just now we have discussed about this here. Let me know the answer there. Conserving animals and plants in their natural habitat is known as ex situ conservation. It seems no, it is in situ conservation. It is in situ. Just now we have seen an example there. Seed banks, botanical gardens, gene banks, zoological parks are examples of ex situ conservation. अब देखो, just now we have seen a question. Shall I move down to the question there? देखो, yes. Now same question repeated, and your option number B is right. Let's come to the next one. With reference to an organization known as BirdLife International, again one general question, you have to bear for this. Which of the following statements are correct? Let me know the answer there. It is a global partnership of conservation organization. Yes, perfectly right. The concept of concept of biodiversity hotspots are not erased from this international. It identifies the sites known referred to as important bird. Yes, perfectly, bird biodiversity areas. And your option number C is true. Now, who has done this biodiversity hotspots? We'll discuss, right? Gadgil committee, right? Rangarajan committee, ES1, ES2 zones, and all those things. Now, which one of the following is not a site for in situ method of conservation of flora? It seems. Ab dekho, biosphere reserve is an in situ. National park is an in situ. Wildlife sanctuary is an in situ. Botanical garden is ex situ. We have discussed it for an nth time right now. By this time you have to answer this question very perfectly. Let's come to the next one. A sandy saline area. This is again one more general question. You have to bear with me. A sandy and saline area is the natural habitat of an Indian animal species. The animal has no predator in that area, but its existence is threatened due to destruction of its habitat, it seems. Here this is plain general question. Indian wild, as this was asked in UPSC, Indian gazelle, Indian wild boar, Indian wild buffalo does not live in sand and saline areas, first of all. Let's come to the next one. So again, one of the general question. In which of the following states the lion-tailed macaw found in its natural habitat? Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. It is not seen in Andhra Pradesh. So let's move area, famous one. Other than poaching means hunting. What are the possible reasons for the decline in the population of Ganges river dolphin? In the first revision class, I have given you the data regarding Ganges river dolphin. How many of you remembered this? Now let me know any data regarding this Ganges river dolphin. Right, Ganges river dolphin. It is an endangered species. First, I'll write on this. This is our national aquatic animal of India. National aquatic animal. Am I right or wrong? Yes. And you know that this Ganges river dolphin, according to Red Data list released by IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. In Red Data list, there will be 9 categories. Now, this Ganges river dolphin is categorized into which species? Endangered species. Now, first of all, can anybody say in the comment section box what is the symbol that we used for endangered species? Anybody in the comment section box? EN. Now, this is very, very important for your UPSC examinations. Now, why this Ganges river dolphin is kept under endangered species? Ab dekho yaar, whatever the flora or fauna, if their population have declined down by 50 to 70% over a period of 10 years, then that type of species are kept in endangered species. Or otherwise, the present population must be less than 250, then also it will be categorized under endangered species. So I'll write down. If the population decline by 50 to 70% over a period of 10 years, so I'll write down critically endangered. Whenever the question came, I will write down the definitions there over a period of 10 years. or otherwise अब देखो यार, if the present count of the population is less than 250 species, then automatically that type of species are categorized into endangered species. Yes. अब देखो, what is the famous functionality of this Ganges river dolphin? Ganges river dolphin are blind. They have a slit near the eyes. This slit will release ultrasonic waves which helps them to find out the food for them. Now, this is one more quality. Am I right or wrong? So if you connect the things so that you can learn many things, right? So I'll write down critically endangered also. So both are related to nearby, na? Critically endangered. So I'll not write entire things because you'll get again confused. Critically endangered. Now how you will be representing this critically endangered species? Anybody in the comment section box? This is also very important. CR. It is not CE. Now अब देखो, if the population declines down by 80 to 90% over a period of 10 years, same over a period of 10 years, then automatically that type of animals are categorized into critically endangered, right? Or otherwise, is there any other definition? Yes, if the present count of population is less than 50 species, then also those type of category animals are flora and fauna are kept under this critically endangered. Yes. So one famous example, Nama Dafa flying squirrel, which you observe in Nama Dafa National Park. Okay. Now, so what is the answers there? Construction of dams and barrages on river. Yes, first one is true. Increase in the population of crocodiles in rivers. No. One such blunt option, you can remove it. Getting trapped in fishing and fishing nets, not finishing nets, fishing nets accidentally. Yes, true. Use of synthetic fertilizers and other agricultural chemicals in crop fields in the vicinity of the rivers. Yes, true. So your option number 1, 3 and 4 are right. I think I am clear. So I'll give you some better explanation regarding this. Let's come to the next one. Which one of the following is the national aquatic animal? So this point is missed out. I think now you can easily answer this. What is our national aquatic animal? Anybody? Gangetic dolphin, yeah. Not gharials, not olive ridley turtles or saltwater crocodiles. Come to the next one. With reference to dugong, a mammal, a general question here, found in India. Which of the following statements is true? So ones who are very acquainted with this general knowledge can answer this type of question. It is an herbivorous marine animal. Yes, I accept it. It is found in entire coast of India. No, it is not found on entire coast of India. Yes, it is given protection under Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act. And your option number 1 and 3 are right. Done. Let's come to the next one. Which of the, consider the following fauna of India which are endangered, it seems. Let me know the answer there. Gharial is an endangered. Leatherback turtle is an endangered. Swamp is not an endangered animal. 1 and 2. So I will be giving you some examples also in the coming slides. Don't worry, right? Swamp deer is not endangered animal. Okay. Let's come to the next one. Which of the following? I mean, this question is irrelevant one. I'll remove it because there is some point missing in the question there. Among the following organisms, which one not belong to class of other 3? Are here mite, scorpion, spider, or nothing but arthropoda, right? Crab is not arthropoda, right? Take down this point there. These 3 are arthropods, right? Those basic biology. Come to the next one. Consider the following statements. Polo, let me know the answer for this. Biodiversity hotspots are located only in tropical regions. Bluntly wrong. It will be observed in Western Ghats also. India has 4. No, India has more than 4 biodiversity hotspots. So your option number D is right. So regarding biodiversity hotspots, Abhishek Sharma sir also dealt in detail. And dekho yaar, I also dealt in detail regarding this, right? Once go through that. Now, which one of the following is incorrect regarding Gadgil Committee on Biodiversity? Gadgil Committee on Biodiversity. Now, Gadgil and Madhavan Committee, very famous one, which looked upon the deforestation of the Western Ghats happening there. A committee was regarding biodiversity hotspots, Eastern Himalayan regions, it seems here. First of all, bluntly wrong. Gadgil committee was kept for to look upon the Western Ghats, right? Western Ghats. Committee suggested to declare entire landscape as ecological sensitive zones. Yes, B is correct. ESZ1 as per Gadgil committee comprised of existing sanctuaries like national parks, biosphere reserves. Yes, it is true. In ESZ only existing mines are allowed but not in new mines. Yes, Arya, go through my ecology videos which were done on Creatrix. I have done each and every point perfectly. Again, trust me, you can get the perfect ones. So we have done very slowly in order to make sure that all the Hindi audience also can understand it. Those who can watch in 2x can watch this in 2x very easily. Alright, come to the next one. Which one of the following is not the example of ex situ biodiversity conservation, it seems? Here, what is this ex situ, in situ? We have discussed in detail here. Gene bank, zoo, botanical garden are examples of ex situ. Am I right or wrong? National park is in situ. And your C option is right. So some 5 questions we got this. By this time you have to be perfect on this year. Which one of the following mammals is critically endangered? I have given you the category of critically endangered. If 80 to 90% of the population have declined over the period of 10 years, or if the present count of population is less than 50 species, they are kept under critically endangered. Now what's your answer there? Malabar civet is critically endangered. Now if you observe your newspapers in the past 6 months, so during lockdown these Malabar civets are roaming on the Kerala roads, right? You can easily observe this. This is called your Malabar civet. Right, let's come to the next one. Who among the following heads National Board for Wildlife? One cult straight question, Prime Minister of India. Straight question. Which one of the following zones of biosphere reserve managed for minimum human interference? Now this is the question asked in UPSC, exactly lifted and taken out here, which is called core zone. We have discussed some n number of times. So by this time you can easily answer this. Come to the next one. Which one of the following is not a method of in situ? I am bored of here. Method of in situ conservation. Now let me know the answer there. Zoological garden. Am I right or wrong? It is ex situ. National parks, sacred groves, biodiversity hotspots are ex situ, right? It's not a method of in situ, right? They are in situ. This is ex situ zoological gardens. Now, very famous one. Midori Prize is related to which of the following fields? Biodiversity. Exact question, right? Normal brain general question. Which one of the following is not a factor for extinction of wildlife? Plain general question where you can answer it very easily here. Introduction of foreign species is a factor. Control of pests and predators, yes, it is a factor. Alteration of habitat, yes. Ab dekho yaar, tiger is a place where it can live in jungle, right? If it is brought into the concrete world, automatically cannot live, right? Alteration of habitat automatically leads to their extinction. So captive breeding, yes, this is not a factor. Ab dekho yaar, previously elephants used to be observed only around the Western Ghat regions. Now dekho, Manipur is a state where there is no existence of elephant there. Now presently elephants are there in Manipur, it seems. Why? Because their habitats has been destructed in the name of industrialization, in the name of infrastructure development. They're moving their places. So this is what, right? If you go through the recent articles, you can easily get these points. The conservation within, so there is the conservation within nature or natural is nothing but equal to in situ conservation, that everybody know. Perfectly done. Let's come to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding genetic diversity. You can easily answer this question. Ab dekho, what is the options given there? Genetic diversity is the total number of genetic characteristics in the genetic makeup of a species. Yes, perfectly true. Extinction is not only loss of whole species, but is also preceded by a loss of genetic diversity within the species. Yes, perfectly. Your option number C. Perfectly, perfectly. Okay, let's come to the next one. I will give you time. आसान से read, right? ध्यान से पढ़ो. Let's see the answer there. I'll give you 1 minute there. Let me know the answer there. Any answers? Five seconds more. अब देखो any answers? The tribunal has been established for the effective and expeditious disposal of cases relating to environmental protection and conservation of forest. First statement is perfectly right. No civil court shall have jurisdiction to entertain any appeal in respect of any matter which the tribunal is empowered to determine under its appellate jurisdiction. Yes, perfectly right. So nobody can intervene in this. At present, Delhi, Bhopal, no. First of all, this is wrong. Tribunals are in more than 5 places right now. And your option number A is perfectly true. Come to the next one. Yes, IUCN will release a data list called Red Data Book. Just now I have given you. In this Red Data Book, there will be 9 categories. And in these 9 categories, I have discussed 2 categories: critically endangered and endangered. The other one is extinct in the wild. Third one, vulnerable, near threatened, least concern, data deficient, not evaluated. Am I right or wrong? All these things will be there. So these are 9 things, nine categories, right? So 2 categories I have explained you now. In the coming slides, you will get the remaining 7 categories also. I'll explain each and every one. So let us write down. So mostly you don't find this. I'll write down this category. The first category, extinct in the wild. Extinct in the wild. Here, what is this extinct in the wild? I will write down this as EW. Now, अब देखो यार, this extinct in the wild is nothing but members who survive only in captivity, means confined areas, who survive only in captivity areas. Or I call it as confined areas. Okay. अरे यार देखो, now see your Gowan kingfisher, alala, right? So one animal which is nothing but extinct in wild. So I'll write down one more category, right? Also for you. This is the second category. The first category is extinct species that everybody knows. So if I write down all the 9 categories at one place, you can't remember it. So coming slides, I'll explain the remaining 5. So till now I explained you 4. Extinct species, now which is represented with a symbol called EX. Now which type of species will be given here? Last individual has died, or otherwise a systematic time appropriation is not there or unable to track. I'll write down last individual has died. Indian cheetah, pink-headed duck, all these are extinct species. Pink-headed duck, Indian cheetah, or I can write down as unable to track. Okay, I think I am clear regarding this. Perfectly done. Now let me know the answers there. So endemic plant and animal species present in the biodiversity hotspots. No yaar, no yaar. Threatened plant and animal species. Yes, this is the exact general meaning of IUCN Red Data List. Protected sites for conservation of nature and natural resources in various countries. No, this will not be there. Now remove it and compulsory B. This is your red data. So till now we have discussed extinct species, extinct in the wild, critically endangered, endangered. Coming slide we will discuss about vulnerable, near threatened, least concern, all these things. Okay. Let's come to the next point. Consider the following statements. IUCN classify protected areas according to their management objectives, it seems. Yes. National parks are India are IUCN category. Yes, IUCN category 2 protected areas. Exactly, if I speak in general statement, but nobody is asking these type of questions here. Yes, done. Let's come to the next one. With the IUCN classification, extinct species are those which have been extinct species. Just now I have given you the definition. That's why see here, when a question comes in future, I am discussing that point presently in the slides itself. Extinct species, bolo yaar. Let me know the answer there. Completely eliminated from wild areas. Completely eliminated from managed areas. Yes, perfectly. And your option number C. Extinct in the wild also not there. Coming to the next one. Red data book refer to. A red book with red cover. Bluntly right. A book with a list of extinct species. Yes, perfectly right. B. Am I right? Extinct species. And next one. A book a list of rare species. Ab dekho yaar. So when I consider C statement, I cannot take B also because red data list contain extinct, extinct in wild, vulnerable, all these categories. So I'll write down this as a book of list of rare species. Book written by Karl Marx, it seems. First of all, eliminate this. Right. Come to the next one. CITES means, right? We have discussed about this, right? This is a convention on what? Again, according to the red data list, IUCN category only. Convention on international trade in endangered species. So these species will be saved, so which are poached or which are killed for economic activity purpose. So we have discussed all these things. Traffic is the coming thing, what we have discussed in the previous slide itself. I think you got my point there. Yes. Coming to the next one. With reference to Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, consider the following statements. The governing body of CBD is Conference of Parties. Yes, perfectly. The Secretariat of CBD, Montreal, Canada. Yes, true. And your option number C. Come to the next one. Which of the following can be arrayed? In this CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity, two protocols have taken up. One is Cartagena Protocol and one is Nagayo Protocol. Cartagena Protocol and Nagayo Protocol. So let us discuss about Cartagena. In the coming slides we will discuss about Nagayo Protocol also. Banning of imports of genetically modified GM crop seeds. Yes, perfectly, it is true. Labeling of GM related products. Yes, so we call it as LMO. We call it as LMO. I will discuss the full form of LMO also. Scrapping of intellectual property rights. No, it is not related to any scrapping of intellectual property rights here. And your option number. So I will discuss about this LMO in the coming slides. Don't worry about that. Which of the following, plain general question here, IUCN has defined different protected areas under 6 categories. Yes, it is true. Category 1 has 2 subparts, 1A and 1B, in which 1A is for strict nature reserve managed for science, and for second one is for 1B is wilderness managed for wilderness protection. Yes, perfectly true. C option. Plain general question which I cannot help you, right? Which of one of the following protocols is related to LMO, living modified organisms? Ab dekho ya, maine bola na, you will get the same full form in the next slide. What is that? Cartagena Protocol. Right? Very good. Come to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding NGT, National Green Tribunal. Now, it is a statutory body set up under provision of NGT Act 2010. Yes, perfectly true. It is headquartered at New Delhi and has regional offices. Yes, perfectly true. All these things, right? India, Australia, India is the third country to set up NGT. Yes, this is also true. And your option number D. Come to the next one. 44. 1 second here. I will change the power up and come back.
It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
to bring out the best in you.
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive gamified contest for date till date with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack gate deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate gate challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now. It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test.
And battle it out with the best.
to bring out the best in you.
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive gamified contest for date till date with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack gate deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate gate challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now. It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your
So I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Now, observe the question given there. Consider the following statements regarding Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD. Convention on Biological Diversity is an international legally binding treaty started in 1992 in UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. Yes, it is true. The next one. Cartagena and Nagoya protocols are laid under CBD. Just now I have discussed it. Yes, second one is true. CBD has area. These plain questions are being avoiding here. Since many years nobody is asking you these questions, right? So you can avoid numbers question. Now again it is so consider the following statement regarding IUCN. It is the world's largest and most diverse environment network which maintains list of threatened plants and animal species. Is it true? Yes, it is true. It is headquartered at Gland, Switzerland. Yes, it is true. And your option number C is true. Come to the next point. Which one of the following protocols is based on access to genetic resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits? The exact statement given for Nagoya protocol arising from their utilization. So the genetic resource benefits has to be equally shared to all the people, right? That's what the protocol says, that Nagoya protocol. There is no such protocols called Sofia and Geneva. Already we have learnt about Cartagena. Coming to the next one, we have discussed about all these points. Now let me know the answer there. It is incorrect. It's in CBD. It is an international legally binding treaty adopted in 1992. We have just now seen it. Cartagena, yes, it is. India ratified it. Your C option is wrong. HE targets are adopted by CBD in Nagoya conference. Yes, it is true. And your C option is wrong. Come to the next one. Which one are here? In the biodiversity topic, in the starting class itself, we will be dealing with different types of biodiversities. Which one of the following are incorrect pairs regarding classification of biodiversity? Alpha diversity between the communities, no, wrong. Beta diversity within the community, no, wrong. If you vice versa, right, if you make the statements reverse, then it is true. Gamma diversity, overall diversity, yes, it is true. You are asked to find incorrect pairs and your option number 1 and 2 is true. I think I am clear. Yes, perfectly right. Come to the next one. Vikramshila Gangetic Dolphin Sanctuary, India's only dolphin. Now, this is very famous question here. I think you have to remember this. So, Vikramshila Gangetic Dolphin Sanctuary, India's only dolphin sanctuary, is located in which of the following states in India? Where? Bihar. This is your answer. I think I am clear in this. Please let me know yes or no in the comment section box. Yes. Right, done. Let's come to the next part of this questions. Right, let's deal with environmental pollution questions here. Let's focus on this. Consider the following statements regarding biomagnification. Here we have dealt this biomagnification for some 1000 times in the classes itself, in the revision class itself. Biomagnification is increase in concentration of metals in successive trophic levels. This is not tropic levels, trophic levels, which will lead to drastic negative effects. Yes, your first statement is true. Biomagnification happens with metals with density less than 5, which are medium. No, yeah, this is not the things. DDT, which biomagnifies and disturbs calcium metabolism in birds, results in premature breaking. Yes, here we have discussed a case study also in organization ethics. Ab dekho what happened there in Michigan. People are frequently suffering with typhoid fever, malaria or typhoid, right? Or two of these diseases, right? What happened there? So the municipal authorities have find out the reason that the lake which is there in Michigan is responsible for breeding of mosquitoes, it seems. So what they have done, they have sprayed DDT on the lake and the entire mosquitoes got wiped off. Everybody is happy with their health. But what happened there? Pelican birds are very famous to this. Michigan lake, and this population has been drastically decreasing down. So the scientists find out that when you spray this DDT on the water bodies, this DDT is getting accumulated into the fishes, and the fishes which has DDT is being taken up by the birds, right? What happened there? So this DDT is being accumulated in the birds also, and due to that, what happened? The eggs what they are laying are having very thin shells due to less calcium metabolism, and the eggs are getting breaked off and their offsprings are getting died. This is what, so this is the reason by DDT. Now let me know the answer there, 1 and 3. Come to the next one. Excessive release of pollutant carbon monoxide into the air, we have discussed this condition, may produce a condition in which oxygen supply in the human body decreases. What causes this condition? Normally what happens there in your human body, hemoglobin is responsible for the oxygen carrying to the different organs and different cells in the body. What happens there? When the carbon monoxide pollution is very high in the environment, you automatically inhale that carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide has more affinity rather than oxygen with hemoglobin. So automatically, normally your oxygen has to attach with hemoglobin. Now your carbon monoxide will attach with hemoglobin. So automatically your oxygen carrying capacity will be decreased. And this is the condition there. Now which option will satisfy there? The inhaled CO has much higher affinity for hemoglobin as compared to the oxygen. Now this B is your option. Am I right? Carboxyhemoglobin will be formed. Automatically your oxygen carrying capacity will be decreased. Come to the next one. Consider the following effects because of smog, it seems here. Area smog. Let me know. It hampers the visibility. Yes, true. Heavy smog decreases UV radiation. Perfectly to acid rains. No, yeah. Acid rains is due to sulfur components, right? So this is not. Decrease in production of natural vitamin D. Yes, it is true. 1, 2, 4 are 2 options. I mean, this is very interesting and enthusiastic topics, right? Pollution, right? Let me know the answers there. Let me know answer there. Consider the following statements regarding fly ash. Fly ash is one such residue produces whenever a combustion of solid material takes place. Yes, it is true. Coal-based thermal power plants are major emitter of fly ash. Yes, it is true. Right, fly ash is collected by passing hot steam before the flue gases. No, yeah. This is not the right. Third option is wrong, and your A option is right. So, in what we will discuss in the next slide. Don't worry about it. How this fly ash is captured and all these things. Now, Consider the following statements regarding the effects cause of particular air pollutant. It seems. Bolo your answers. Carbon monoxide will result into difficulty in breathing. Yes. Problem, severe headache. Yes. Unconsciousness and sometimes death also. Ozone will result in nervous disorder. Yeah. No. Bluntly wrong. Mercury will result in Minamata disease, and Minamata disease is a nervous disorder. Right? Minamata disease in Japan. What happened there? This one company is releasing mercury pollutants into the water bodies. Now this mercury is getting accumulated into the fishes. Now these fishes are taken up by the human beings, so that this mercury is accumulated in the human bodies. So that at the age of 16 to 20, most of the people are getting affected with nervous disorders. A famous disease called Minamata disease. So what's your options there? C, 1 and 3. Second one is wrong. Comes to the next one. Consider the following statement regarding chemical oxygen demand. So we have discussed this in our class regarding COD, regarding BOD, biological oxygen demand, and all those things in detail, and you have to be very clear regarding these definitions. Now what is the answer, right? It is the amount of oxygen needed for chemical reactions of inorganic matter. First of all, organic matter. Remove this option first. It is slightly better mode of pollution measured in water rather than biological oxygen demand. Yes, it is true. Completely B. Come to the next one. Consider the following statement regarding bioremediation. Bioremediation is use of microorganisms like bacteria and fungi to degrade the environmental contaminants into less toxic materials. Yes, perfectly true. Bioremediation is limited to only biodegradable waste. Yes, perfectly true. Come to the next one, oil zapper, very famous one. This is a bioremediation technique which is developed by TERI, the Energy Resources Institute. Previously it was called Tata Energy Resource Institute. Ab dekho, this TERI have discovered geothermal power. Do you know where is the first geothermal power plant located in India? Anybody? So power taken up from the earth resources. Anybody? So the first geothermal power station is located in Dholera, Gujarat. Now with the geothermal power generated, they are making use of all their air conditions to work and for heating their waters. Right? Dholera, Gujarat. A very famous question which was asked in the examination also. It is a mixture of bacteria which degrades pollutants in oil contaminated sites, leaving behind no harmful substances. Yes, it is true. Now, the production of oil zapper is very costly. Now, first of all, remove this option. It is not very costly. Okay, and your option number 1 and 2 are right. Perfectly done. Come to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding tetraethyl lead. Now, let's know. It works as anti-knocking agent and increases the efficiency of the vehicle. Perfectly true. It also complements catalytic converters. It also complements catalytic converters in vehicles collecting part. No, it is not used as catalytic converter, right? First of all, remove this. So because of toxic nature, it is now banned in most of the countries. Yes, perfectly. First of all, what is the nature of catalytic converter? It will be acting as a mesh so that it will remove the particles suspended off. That's the process. Now, TL will not do this. So your option number B, 1 and 3 are true. Coming to next one, which is very useful, very easy question, right? Which of the following are the effects of acid rain? Leaching of nutrients may make soil less fertile, it seems. Yes, perfectly true. Increase in ammonia. Yes, perfectly true. Increase in decomposition because of increased chemical reactions, it seems. No, yeah. No, yeah. And your option number A. Come to the next one. The area we have discussed about this NAMP, National Air Monitoring Program. We have discussed n number of times in Central Pollution Control Board. Which of the following pollutants at all locations? Select the correct codes, right? Let me know the answer there, yeah. Carbon dioxide, it seems. Okay. Sulfur dioxide, it seems. Oxygen. Okay. Let me know the answer there. So sulfur dioxide, yes. Oxides of nitrogen, yes. Suspended particulate matter, not carbon dioxide. See here, we have discussed about this NAMP in detail, and NAQA quality index. I have discussed this in ethics also, right? Those who are in my class can easily answer this. How many of you know this? Please let me know. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll write down the data regarding this all NAMP and all these things perfectly for you. 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Yes. So COD is measure of oxygen equivalent of requirement. Yes, we have discussed all these points there. Now 1 second here. अब देखो NAMP National Air Monitoring Program. According to this NAMP, what are these? Sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen NOx, suspended particulate matter, right? Suspended particulate matter, and the next one is respirable suspended particulate matter. These are the things which are done under NAMP. Now, according to National Air Quality Index, what are the National Air Quality Index? What are the gases which are recognized under this NAQA? So totally 8 are there. Now in NAMP there are 4. Now what are those? Particulate matter 10, particulate matter 2.5, nitrogen oxides, right, which is responsible for your red haze, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia. Let me know the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ammonia. Last one is lead. These are the 8 ones. Previously, there used to be only data regarding PM 2.5 and PM 10. Later on in 2014, this remaining 6 are added. Now, everybody know, in order to find out the air quality in the Delhi, right, and during Commonwealth Games, this Indian Institute of Meteorology have released, Indian Meteorological Department combined it together, released a system, right, which looks upon this air quality. So it will forecast the air for the next coming 24 to 48 or 72 hours. It will forecast air quality. What is the full form of SAFAR? Anybody in the comment section box? What is the full form of SAFAR? For 24 to 72 hours. We have discussed this in ethics also here. You must not miss this. SAFAR, system of air quality forecasting and research. System of air quality forecasting. This was first introduced in Commonwealth Games in Delhi. Air quality forecasting and research. So I'm writing down the points there, remember it. Now let me know the options there, 2, 3, 4 and your option number C. Perfectly right. Now let's come to the next one. Yes, we have discussed these points there. Please let me know. With reference to eutrophication, consider the following statement. First of all, oxygen availability decreases. Yes, it is perfectly true, because rich nutrients are available. Automatically, photosynthetic activity will be increased. Now, primary productivity will be no. Primary productivity is nothing but your photosynthetic activity, which will be very high due to availability of nutrients. That's why your oxygen will be depleted. So, your first option is wrong and your second is true, and your option number B is correct. Come to the next one. With reference to oil spills, just now we have discussed about this. They make water deficient in oxygen. Yes, it is perfectly true. They cause algal blooms. No, they are not nutrients to rise in algal blooms. Already we have discussed this point. So due to eutrophication, what happens here? Severe algal blooms grow. Sometimes harmful algal blooms also will grow. This high growth of harmful algal blooms will make this lake look like red, right? So they are called red tides. I think it is clear. Let's come to the next one. The gas responsible, all the options are wrong here. This is mic gas. All the options are wrong. This is mic gas, methyl isocyanate. Now, can anybody say what is the gas responsible for Vizag gas leak from LG Polymers? Anybody in the comment section box? We have discussed about this. Methyl isocyanate. Anybody? Styrene gas, which is released from LG Polymers. Let's come to the next one. Photochemical smog mainly contains, that's an easy question here, nitrogen oxides. Next one, eutrophication is caused by overnutrition. That's an easy question. Non-water pollution sources, अब देखो यार, non-point, not non-point. Up the point water solution is nothing but rivers. Non-point is nothing but, can anybody say in the comment section box, which is nothing but oil spills. Oh, sorry. Oil spills are not. Nutrition runoff is nothing but non-point water solution. Water source, pollution source. Is it true? Yes. Come to the next one. The primary cause of acid rain around the world is very famous question here. Sulfur dioxide. Form of algal bloom in the water body is due to enrichment of nutrients. Just now we have discussed about this. Some easy questions. Chemical smog is also known as, can anybody say very famous one? London smog. Smog is the combination of fog and smoke. Everybody know about this. Which of the following is secondary air pollutant, not pollution, pollutant? There will be two types of pollutants, primary air pollutants, secondary air pollutants. And your secondary air pollutants is nothing but ozone, O3. These are primary, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and O2. Come to the next one. Ashok and neem plants are planted in front of the buildings because absorb noise. Is it? Absorb harmful gases. This is the point. Los Angeles smog occurs due to, dekho yaar, you have to find out the difference between London smog and Los Angeles smog. Let me know the answer there. It is ozone plus nitrogenous compounds, right? So your paint, all these things which will be a nitrogenous compounds which are responsible for the production of ozone. Blue baby syndrome is caused due to, very famous one here, nitrate, because hemoglobin will be attached with nitrate and methemoglobin is formed due to pollution. When compared to oxygen, more affinity will be nitrogen. So we have done for CO and here for the N2 also. Come to the next one. Which of the following are particulate matter, it seems? Bolo here, what is particulate matter? First quotes. Particulate matter. Soot, yes. Smoke, yes. Dust, yes. Asbestos fibers, yes. Now see, those who work in asbestos industries automatically will be prone to a disease called asbestosis, right? Siderosis, what is the chemical responsible, right? Bisonosis, what is the chemical, the element which is responsible, you have to say this. Which of the following is the most dangerous and long lasting? Which of the following is the most dangerous and long lasting? Please let me know. Nuclear waste, by easy observation you can say. Which of the following is not a primary air pollutant? Ab dekho, you can easily answer there. Ozone. In the process of enriching uranium, the common byproducts are, let me know the answer there, that's an easy one. Depleted uranium ores, contaminated tools, contaminated clothing, and all of the above. Alright, come to the next one. Fluoride in the atmosphere is contributed by, fluoride it seems. Let me know the answer there. Any answers? Ab dekho, burning coal, yes. Steel industries, yes. Brick making, yes. All of these here. Come to the next one. Common heavy metals and pollute soil and water may include. Common heavy metals here, cadmium, we have discussed, right? Itai disease, ouch disease will be caused due to cadmium. We have discussed about this. Lead, mercury poisoning, mini-matter disease. We have discussed all these things. All of these is your answer. Come to the next one. Acid rains occur due to sulfur dioxide. We have discussed about this. Again we are repeating the same thing. Match the following. Yes, so I expect you to answer this question. Let me know the answer there. No answers, right? That's an easy one, right? Carbon monoxide. So I'll check down the answers there. Carbon monoxide is nothing but asphyxiation. Carbon dioxide, can anybody say? Which is nothing but greenhouse effect. That's an easy one. Chlorofluorocarbons is nothing but ozone layer depletion. That's an easy one here. Sulfur dioxide, acid rain. I think 10 seconds is more than enough. Your option number C. 3, 4, 2, 1. Come to the next one. Worldwide decline in amphibian population have been attributed due to plain general question here. UVB radiation, pesticide residues, outbreak of fungal institutions, all of the above. Right? Consider the following statements regarding catalytic converters. As I said, I will deal this in tetraethyl lead. We have dealt about catalytic converters. As I said, I will deal the definitions here. Observe there. Catalytic converters are used in vehicles. They have platinum, palladium and rhodium as catalyst. Yes, perfectly true. Unlead petrol should be used in vehicles because it is inactivate the catalyst. Yes, it is true. Both one or two. Catalytic converters are it act like a mesh and it will stop the impurities, right? That's it. Next one, consider the following. Which of the following are the emissions from coal combustion at thermal power plants? It seems Bolaya, carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. All the things are correct. Come to the next one. Lead ingested or inhaled is a health hazard. After the addition of lead to petrol has been banned, what still are the resources of lead poisoning? It seems smelting units. Yes, pen and pencils contain lead here. Paints, right? 0.8, 0.9. These are MMs are nothing but lead only, right? So all of the above. Option number D. Come to the next one. Which of the following are the components of fly ash? Again, one more easiest question. Aluminium oxide, silicon oxide, calcium oxide, toxic heavy metals like lead, arsenic and cobalt. All your options D is right. Consider the following statements regarding radioactive pollution. The more half-life period of material, more potential polluter it is. Perfectly right. Gamma rays, which has 2 protons and 2 neutrons, which is heavy. First of all, gamma rays are not heaviest of all and has more and doesn't have much more damaging effect. Come to A option. So let's come to this one. Some data is missing there. That's why I'm not doing this. Pollutants can be classified as primary and secondary. Which of these is primary? Area just now we have discussed primary and secondary pollutants. Let me know the answer there. Volatile organic compounds are primary pollutants. Green level ozone is secondary. Acid rains are secondary. And your option number A. Come to the next one. Which of the following can be impact of excessive inappropriate usage of nitrogenous fertilizers in agriculture? Here below, let me know the answer there. Proliferation of nitrogen fixing organisms. It is not an impactor, it will be helpful. Am I right or wrong? Yes, it will be helpful. So you are asked to find out what can be the impact. Increase in acidity of soil can take place. Yes, this is positive here. This is your negative. Leaching of nitrate in groundwater can occur. Yes, this is negative. So your options 2 and 3 are right and your option number C. 43. Come to the next one. With reference to fly ash produced by power plants using coal as fuel, which one of the following statements are correct? Can anybody say the option there? Let me see. I'll be giving you 1 minute for this. Think of that. Any answers? $13. I think that's an easy question. So, fly ash can be used in the production of bricks, yes, construction. Fly ash can be used as a replacement for some of the Portland cement, yes, contents of concrete, perfectly. Those who are in civil engineering can fata answer this. Please let me know. Fly ash is made up of silicon dioxide and calcium oxide only and does not contain toxic. You are bluntly wrong. The third option is bluntly wrong. There is no need to check also in your first option A1 and 2. There is some concern regarding the nanoparticles of some chemical elements that are used by industry in the manufacturing of various products. Why? They can accumulate in the environment and contaminate water and soil. Yes, perfectly true. They can enter the food chains. Yes, perfectly true. They can trigger the production of free radicals. Yes, it is perfectly true. All your options are right. Come to the next one. Yeah, we have done this here. So I have done up to environmental pollution. In the coming class, last session I will be doing climatic activities. Ozone depletions, all these things, right? So I will be doing the different types of reactions which will be done for ozone, and also I will done different types of COPs, like Conference of Parties, Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, and all these things. I will be doing this sustainable habitats questions. So do try to follow these question series sessions. And if you want extra sessions, we have done many videos regarding this ecology. I'll forward that also for you, so that it will be helpful for your preparation. Yes. So I will be forwarding the notes to Telegram groups. Don't worry. So from Monday, do try to attend. I am starting CPM and PERT analysis, which is very, very important for your project management. A completely mathematical topic, and you have to be more focused on this. Right. So networking technique, right, in project management, which will be starting sharp 9:30 p.m. So do try to attend this session. Yes. And I will be starting immediately after project management. I will be starting ICT on the channel itself. And coming to me at last, finally, what I request you is, those who want to unlock free classes on Unacademy, yes, you can use my code. And those who want to buy plus subscription, yes, you can use my code. Those who want to buy Iconic, yes, you can use my code. As I deal with CAT, UPSC and GATE and ESC, I can be guiding for all these examinations, right? And you can use my code. For plus, the price for 12 months will be 27,225 after discount. This is for 18 and 24 months. And you can unlock your combats. And the price for Iconic will be 45,225 after discount when you use my code NLN10 for 12 months. And this is for 24 months. Let's meet with one more revision series class here. The last one, revision 4, which will be on 24th April. Let's complete our ecology and then we'll go for the another revision series, right? So hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you,
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for GATE till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
with detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack GATE deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate GATE challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now. It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging GATE contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you,
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for GATE till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack GATE deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate GATE challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.